Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Good Vibrations reading for the week of November 12th, 2017. So let's get to it. Aquarius 18 is our Sabian symbol for this week. And I have to say, I don't think that I have ever come across this symbol before in anybody's astrology or for card readings that I've done or my in person sessions, whether it's for horses or humans. Here's how it reads: a man's secret motives are being publicly unmasked. And the keynote, the big word for this week is unmasking. Now, again, this is Aquarius 18, so 1 plus 8 is 9. And 9 is like a culmination energy. It's very similar to the full moon kind of energy where all is revealed. There is more light than ever before shining on those deep depths of who we are, our lives, the broader world. It makes me think that maybe there's going to be some things that are revealed this week, even on the world stage. There's certainly, I'm not a person that watches the news, but my husband does, and so it's going on in the background when I'm doing other things. And so certainly it's unavoidable to hear about all of the various things that are going on, which I was just talking about this with a client today. I actually think these are good things that are happening because not for the suffering that others are experiencing out of what is happening, but there is a light that is being shown on structures and, dishonest activity, places of low integrity. There is a light being shown on these things, and they have been covered up for decades, if not centuries, maybe even thousands of years. Things have been covered up. And with this age of Aquarius that we're in, and we have an Aquarian symbol this week, we have to bring up the things that are low vibe, things that are lacking in integrity, because the vibration of the earth is literally rising. We are seeing this through our weather and through the pole shift. There's lots of scientific evidence to show that we are in a major transition time. And I know this to be the age of Aquarius shift, which I feel we are definitely in the age of Aquarius at this point. And Aquarian energy is about celebrating our uniqueness and allowing the freedom for each individual to be as unique and special as they are. And that can only happen when some of these structures break apart that keep us all the same, that keep us all walking one line in one way, never stepping outside of the box. This is how you do it. This is your path. A lot of that is connected to this sort of low vibe energy that I'm picking up on that is wanting to be unmasked this week. And it's reaching a culmination point with the number 9 for Aquarius 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. It is the full moon is shining on these structures, on these pathways, on these beliefs, most of all, that are really not serving us anymore. And I almost feel as a messenger, I'm a little nervous about saying this because I don't normally talk like this in a reading, but I kind of want, as a messenger, to call us all on our bullshit, me included. I'm never taking myself out of this equation, so please don't ever think that I am. I'm calling all of us on our bullshit this week. It is time to step into your uniqueness. And I feel like whatever each message this week for the card that you picked is going to bring up your bullshit. is going to be that part of your inner being. It's going to be the flag that your inner being is sending up the flagpole to say, enough of this. You are doing this, and that is dimming your light, and that is not allowing you to step into the full range of the unique, one of a kind being that you are. Every one of us has a very unique set of fingerprints and toe prints. Our skin and our cells are like nobody else. I just put this out in the video that I published last week about my cancer journey. It sort of is a time of wrapping up for me because it was a year ago that I had my surgery, and around this time received that phone call from my surgeon, my oncologist, about where I was at with that. And I'm really ready to wrap that up and put a little nice bow on it and say, all right, I've learned a lot from you, and onward we go. And so, do you see there's this, I'm feeling ahead towards this shining the light on the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, the things that we want to shy away from, the parts of us that we just want to keep pushing down. And the energy this week is about no more. This is about you becoming your Aquarius self. And with this reading, I feel prompted. I'm going to put another special offer up on my website, much like I did with the Jupiter and Scorpio. I'd like to take a look at your Aquarian energy. I'd like to offer that for a $30 fee. I'll take a look at the Aquarius spots in your chart if you want me to, your natal chart. You will need to know your exact time of birth and the city and state of your birth, of course, with your birth date. So all of that you could find on my website. But it is a time of embracing your Aquarian nature. And folks, this is no small deal. We're talking for the next 2,000 years. This is like from here on out. We need to embrace our unique selves. So what is being unmasked this week is anything that is keeping us dark, that is keeping us down. It's time for us to brilliantly shine what makes us unique, because you need to bring your particular flavor to add to the buffet that we all make up. Think of it like a master chef's kitchen. And right now, at this moment, the kitchen cupboards, the spice rack in particular, is totally empty. I'm challenging each one of you to find it this week. What is the spice or array of spices that you are bringing to the kitchen? Because we all need you. We all are those master chefs that visit that kitchen collectively. And we all create different dishes, but we need the uniqueness of each other, and we need to celebrate that uniqueness in each other, even if we don't agree with it. And that's the energy that is being picked up on this week with this symbol, is shining the light on anything that is keeping us from expressing that unique individuality. It's what we're seeing in our governments. Oh boy, we're seeing everything bubble up that is keeping people small, that is keeping people in this place of you have to fit in these buckets in order to fit in order to exist here even. Bullshit on all of that. Sorry, people. I don't normally swear in my readings, but I really feel it with this energy. I'm just calling bullshit on all of that. We really need to bring our individuality forward, okay? So let's get started with the reading. First up is the Soul Coaching Deck by Denise Lynn. Gratitude. I'm going to read this first and then I'll show it to you. This is a glorious time to be alive, and I am so grateful. So here we have this figure in a red dress. And what I get when I look at this, and she's got her arms up, is the part of you, so the part of you that wants to shine, the part of you that is gives you an inkling, I feel, towards this Aquarian part of you that wants to be unmasked because you've been holding it down or feeling like you can't be that person, is around showing your exuberance, showing, I mean, how many of us like go out and do this. And yet when you, and I just did this because I was looking for an image that expressed the word joy. I was wishing somebody a happy birthday on Facebook. And when you look up joy and you're looking for an image, you often will see this. And you see that when somebody feels, yes, I am successful. I am worthy. I am within my power. And here she stands in a red dress. I am willing to be seen. And even in the rain, because it might be hard to see here, but there's all these dotted lines. And I'm seeing that as rain. So even in the rainy day, I am joy. I am successful. I'm able to do whatever I want to do. And this feeling is what I feel for you. This, yes. How often do we do that? I'm going to give you another example. Think about somebody you haven't seen in a long time, or somebody that you're just overjoyed to see them. Have you ever, when you see them, they're coming up towards you and you go like this, and then you run towards them and you hug them? That feeling before you get to the hug, that is what your soul is saying. This is what makes you unique, because you have that ability for the effervescence, for the celebration, even in the rain. She's standing in a beautiful red dress. It's probably made of velvet, and she doesn't care. She is just being seen. I'm here, and I'm happy. Like that level of effervescence is the very, it plays into, this is a general reading here, so it plays into that Aquarian part of you that does make you special, that does make you unique. I will always celebrate what makes somebody weird and different than what makes you the same. And in actuality, in a lot of my intuitive work, I'm moving away from this idea of tribe, because I really feel we're going into a place of celebrating these very individual, unique, special parts of who we are. There is nobody built like you. And that's what I feel wants to be celebrated this week. Okay? I'm keeping these messages very kind of clipped this week, because I still sense that, like, I'm calling us all, me too, on my bullshit, our bullshit. Enough. Let her out. Let her out, okay? How can you bring more effervescence? Because life wants you to bring that. That's your spice that you bring to the kitchen. That is what helps to create dishes in a special way, is when you bring that out and when you allow that feeling to overtake you. Okay? Card number 2 is from the Angel Tarot deck, and it is the Lovers. So we got a Major Arcana card here. The Major Arcana are the major points within the journey of the Fool, which I call the Free Spirit. And this is Archangel Raphael, is that energy is coming out. So the healer amongst the archangels. Green energy. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. Okay, so what I feel like, the Aquarian, that weird, unique part of you, a core component of that for you that really wants to shine this week. It wants to be unmasked. It doesn't want to be held down anymore. Is the fact that you are better when your energy is connected with another. And I'm not just talking about a romantic relationship, your spouse, significant other. I'm talking about friendships. I'm talking about family. I'm talking about the people who are near you. You create magic when you are with another. And I really am seeing it as you with one individual other. Okay, so thinking about people in your life where maybe it's time to rekindle some of the broken, because I'm seeing like a chain and some of them are kind of cut and not really apart, but they're sort of like cockeyed and the links aren't really working well and they keep coming apart. It might be time to rekindle some of the broken links in your life because you're better for it. Your energy is amplified and you heal yourself and you heal others as you make these connections with individuals. And these are particularly important people in your life. And again, from an array. I'm not just talking about the closest relationships in your life, but I am talking about people that when you think about them, you think, I miss them. They added something to my life that I'm kind of yearning for again. And it's like the uniqueness of who you are is brought out when you are in partnership with others. And that can just be a simple conversation. It can be writing a letter to that person. And I also feel called to say, writing a letter to someone who has passed away, who has died, who is no longer here in physical form. You understand they never leave. They are always, their energy and spirit is always right with you and will be there in an instant if you call to them. I do get a feeling of if there's some words that were left unsaid for those of you who maybe have lost somebody and you find yourself, you're still thinking about them a lot. You've added a brokenness to it, and there doesn't need to be a brokenness, is what your loved one is saying here. Like, what? Why are you like cutting me off? I'm not gone. So even being able to communicate with them, which you can always do, and you can do it simply through either talking out loud or in your mind. You don't have to go to some special sacred place. You can do it when you're emptying the dishwasher. You can do it when you're driving your car, anywhere, anytime. You can connect with them. You just simply ask. They're there. They're there. Trust. No, they're there. But if you want to make it more formal, you could write actually a letter to them and express everything you want to express that perhaps you didn't get a chance to before. And there is a kind of closure, and I hesitate to use that word here because they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to feel like that's cut off. But there is a sense of closure only in you being able to express. That's what I mean by it, is to know that it's more, closure is the right word. It's the closure of the loop. Like you're stopping the loop. You're breaking it off and they want it to keep going. So you could write regular letters or have these regular conversations. And I understand the beauty of the two coming together is that you get feedback. But know that they are there and listening and giving their energetic support to you, even if you can't hear them. They're there. And they will show themselves in different ways if you have put the awareness and attention on looking for signs. Sometimes they're feathers, sometimes they're coins, Sometimes they're a message on a license plate. Sometimes it's a song on the radio. And sometimes you just plain sense that they're there. You'll see a beam of light all of a sudden if you're outside, and you just know that's them. So I feel called to bring that up with this card. But for others of you who this may not be related to a loved one who isn't here anymore in the physical, um, consider your special connections, and consider the part that you are only whole when these people are somehow a part of your life. You are a person that you thrive better and you are more whole when your energy is combined with another. There are certain people that really, it brings out the best in them to be with these other people, and they don't necessarily have to be people that you really get along with that well, but let me tell you, they complete you. Okay, so think about if you have any fences to mend there. It might be a good time to do that this week. Again, we're unmasking. We're calling all of ourselves on our bullshit. Is it really worth it to break the link of somebody who actually completes the wholeness of who you are? It's okay to say, I need you in my life. I miss you. I miss what we bring for each other. Okay? The third and final card is from the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides by Stephen Farmer. And this is Falcon. And this says, act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without equivocation. This really feels like the calling on the bullshit here. It's very direct. When I was reading that, I was feeling, and you look at this image, the intensity of the stare of that bird. It's just like staring you down. What have you not attended to that you need to attend to? Enough is enough is enough. Again, the energy of this week is very direct. It's very much like the spotlight is out. The falcon's eyes are on you and saying, what the hell? Come on, let's go. Very directive. I'm not used to working with this kind of energy, but it's been coming up a lot. The reason that the falcon literally wants to strap a rocket booster on you is what I just received. Wants to like strap on this rocket booster because you are not taking advantage of something that is right there. You know it's right there, and you just, for whatever reason, your feet are stuck in molasses or concrete, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm getting a sense of you're like, oh, maybe, not now. I can't. I don't have the money. I'm not. This sort of disjointed energy is what I'm feeling. And the falcon's like, enough. It is really like it's Saturnian energy I'm feeling. It is very much taskmaster, and I keep getting this. Now! Stop it! Very authoritarian. Very authoritarian. And again, I'm trying my best on this energy. It's not normal for me. And it's partly what I'm myself moving into this kind of energy of it is what it is. And there are times when we have to rip the Band-Aid off because the wound cannot heal unless it gets some air and it gets the freshness and it gets some breeze blowing across it to dry it out. Because right now, whatever this is that I'm feeling is festering. And the energy is starting, when it festers too much, even though there is movement, it's in a contained area. And so two things happen. It can get very stagnant like the momentum starts slowing down because it's being kept in this little contained area. But also, it starts to morph and generate these forms that are not at all what you were thinking of. Because when momentum starts around an idea, it really needs room in order to grow and gather more momentum, more ideas, more support, more energy to attract and make things happen. That's the way our universe works. So you have something that you've been looking, because it says act on the opportunity. This is something that you've been wanting, or an area you know you need to go towards, and you're kind of keeping it small, or you're saying the timing's not right. And this falcon energy is like, what? you know, kind of, you put it out there, and so we're bringing you all this energy to help you out and make it happen, and you're pulling back. You're getting on the horse, but you're pulling the reins up and like, no, never mind. I thought I wanted to ride, but I don't. And so the energy momentum then gets thrown off. And so the falcon energy is like just straight ahead. Why are you getting distracted? You literally, I'm being shown, almost need to put on blinders and just go. Head up, forward. Never mind all that. Forward. Okay? It's very clipped energy this week. You're unmasking. We're all unmasking. We're all calling ourselves on our bullshit. And we're moving forward. No more excuses. There we go. Happy unmasking. It can be a joyous experience, and it feels freeing to access this part of you. Okay? So enjoy the process. There's always gifts that come out of all of this, especially these kind of weeks. And we'll see what happens with on the world stage. Perhaps something gets unmasked that has been looking to get unmasked for a long time. Until next week, I wish you good vibrations.